Oh, okay. It didn't show that it was going through. Sorry. All right, let's start it over again.
All right.
Abstractacas,
Take two.
tell us what you're all about, man. Tell us what you're all about. Do that spiel one more time.
Yeah. I've always been a big Rare fan. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I've been around since the beginning. I mean, I played Banjo Kazooie growing up. I'm sure most of y'all are probably right around my age that y'all grew up on a lot of Rare's games too.
Absolutely.
And last year when when Craig Duncan got up on stage last year and dropped this awesome trailer, I instantly fell in love. And I kind of always wanted to get into the podcast scene, but there was never really anything that really caught my eye that made me want to.
Mhm.
And when that dropped, I was like, that's it. This is the game I need. And here we are with Pirate Port Radio. You can find us on Twitter. The handle is underneath me there.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep.
You can follow us there for any updates. We're on YouTube for the specific podcast itself. We're not too far in yet, but we're hanging on.
I mean, how could you be? There's not really a lot
There's
to
nothing.
go on, really.
There's really not. There's pretty much nothing. There's concept pieces and a few GIFs, and that's pretty much it right there.
There's enough though to get excited. I mean,
Definitely.
It's a big step, I think, in the future of the Xbox and the future of Rare. I think this is Rare's big stepping stone back into kind of like the more hardcore audience, getting away from like Connect Sports, getting away from Rare Replay, which I love Rare Replay, but it's not a new IP with
Right.
hardcore ambitions and stuff. So
Yeah, and let's be honest. Let's be honest. Connect Sports was horrible.
I got it at Black Friday 2 years ago, 2 Black Fridays ago, and I still have not opened it.
It's horrible. You shouldn't play it.
Yeah.
Rivals is pretty bad too. Rivals it they improved on it a little more, but they were both still horrible. I'm so glad they're getting away from that.
Yeah, yeah. So Sea of Thieves.
And
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, clowns.
I just wanted to let Rand introduce himself as well and shout out his podcast real quick too.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, what's up, guys? I'm Randall Thor 19. My podcast is the TXR podcast, which we do Monday nights at 10 p.m. Central and 11 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube. So, yeah.
TXR is an amazing podcast, people.
Thank you.
We had Rand on a few weeks ago, and we talked a little about TXR, and hopefully since then you've gotten a few more viewers from us. I don't know, but but I mean it's a great podcast. I listen to it very often. You guys had Ryan McCaffrey from IGN on. That was a good show.
Yeah.
Very respectful, great interview. And, a lot of people don't like Ryan McCaffrey. And after that interview, I'm like swaying back towards I'm on the Ryan McCaffrey bandwagon again.
Yeah, that Ryan McCaffrey interview was a lot of fun to do. I know that's like we try to do like a little things like because a lot of podcasts out there, so we thought like we wanted to be more positive, but obviously like our last podcast, which was the Xbox upgrade stuff. I mean, we had a diverse set of opinions. One person loved it, one person absolutely despised it, so it was a great group discussion.
Yeah.
But we don't get into the whole console war stuff. We also try to bring in like interviews, so to kind of like mix things up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Other guys on your show is excited for Sea of Thieves as Ab is.
Tim Dog is super pumped for Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah, tell him to get up with me.
Tim Dog is he thinks that game's gonna be really, really good, and maybe like usher in a new type of game for the one like that. Because really, when you think about it, Sea of Thieves, which is like a shared world co-op MMO-ish, like
that's pretty much all
game.
you can say. There's really nothing else to go on except for concept art. There's nothing else.
There's nothing else really like kind of like it on any system. This could be big for Rare. I mean, I used to be a Rare fan back in the day. When they went to the Connect stuff, I was just like, no thanks. Yeah. Even though I played the Connect games, like I played both of them, and I just give me a game, and I'm happy that they're going back to this, a real game that seems to be pushing some boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, Rare's been around for 30 years, and they've been completely obsessed with pirates. There's not a single Rare game that I can think of that doesn't have at least one pirate reference in it.
Right. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for this because, like as you said, I remember Rare as having like, not all their games were like hardcore, but like they were like really unique IPs, getting back to like what Rare really like produced games that people really wanted to play and seek out for both the story and the unique gameplay. And I think this is going to bring both of those back to the company. And I think that's why people are so excited about it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, like I said, I think their obsession with pirates is really more so Greg Mail's obsession with pirates than anybody else's.
Yeah.
Because Greg Mail's has been there since I want to say it was 89, 88, 89, somewhere around there. And he's been responsible for basically anything pirate related in a game since he's been there is him.
Gotcha.
He's been obsessed with pirates for the longest. And, I'm really glad he's still there to help them work on this.
Do you think that any Rare classic characters like Banjo or Conker or anything like that is going to show up in Sea of Thieves in some way, shape, or form?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It being a seafaring thing, I wouldn't be surprised to see Royston. If y'all know who Royston is,
I have no idea who Royston is. Tell us.
It's Banjo's goldfish. You know how at the beginning of Banjo, when you're picking a save file, the little goldfish in the bowl? That's Royston. I want to say he was one of the only aquatic pinatas in Viva Pinata as well. He was in something else too. I just, for the life of me, cannot remember what it is now.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of Easter eggs in the game, though.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
I don't know. I'm excited for it. These guys don't seem too excited for it. Clowns, Assassin, you guys excited for these Sea Thieves?
Oh, but come on, man. Like, you see me, like, messaging Captain Bones, like, every other day. And I'm talking about plunder and rub and, hopping aboard the ship. And what's her name? The PR girl for Lionhead. Like, she had the fox pants on. Like,
Lauren,
yeah.
Lauren,
I'm always,
Albion girl or something or another.
yep. And I'm always messaging them. I wish I could take Assassin aboard the pirate ship and just, like, make him walk the plank.
What? So mean.
Nice.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
Assassin, you looking towards Sea of Thieves? I don't know. Are you like a big like? I don't know if you're into these types of games. I haven't scoped that out yet with you, Assassin. But what do you think of Sea of Thieves?
I'm just glad there's another pirate game. I mean, there was Black Flag. I mean, that was it. But I used to play like a lot of pirate games. It was Pirates of the Caribbean, some MMO type thing.
It's my Potco, Pirates of the Caribbean Online.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I used to play that a lot.
That was fun.
Yeah. So hopefully this will curve the pirate.
I hope so.
Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, you played that.
No.
Nice. But yeah, do you think that like I'm hoping this really resurrects Rare. You know what I mean? I don't think Rare is like dead, so maybe resurrect is the wrong thing to say, but I hope this like brings them back to like a really prominent, game company, game developer. I really hope that like, it becomes a household name again. Because back with the N64 days, like everyone knew what Rare was. Like they knew the symbol, they knew exactly what it was. I hope that like kind of comes back with the Sea of Thieves, even though it's probably going to be just on the Xbox or maybe on PC as well.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on both.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So.
One thing I want them to bring back is like the Donkey Kong rap, but like for something else,
The Donkey Kong what?
Rap.
The Donkey Kong rap
God.
from N64.
Jesus, man.
You won't stop
Taking it
talking
old
about.
school.
Unbelievable. So yeah, when do you think this game's gonna come out? Yeah.
To be completely honest, I wouldn't put it past them to drop it on Talk Like a Pirate Day. And if you don't know, that's September 19th.
Ooh, okay. That's pretty close, actually.
Yeah. I've been kind of hoping they would give us something at these conventions. Like we just had, what was it, Pack South in San Antonio,
Yep.
end of January, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then last week there was the Xbox press event. Thought maybe they might drop something out of there, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Everything seemed to be centered around Quantum Break last week, so didn't really expect too much. Kind of hoping maybe there'll be something at PAX East, but I'm not counting on it. Pretty much it's gonna come down to E3, and if they, I'll be really surprised if they don't at least give us another trailer, if not a release date.
Right.
I would be completely surprised, but I'm really set on September 19th or somewhere around there. Hopefully be sooner, but I won't count on it.
I can't remember when, but I don't know who we had on the show, but it was either like Rand or Tim Dog or Mooch or somebody who seemed to think that this game may potentially get pushed back to 2017. I can't remember who that was though.
I was always of the opinion that it was coming out next year just because it seems to be a very ambitious game that you have to do right. However, with that said, they seem to be pushing it a lot lately on Twitter, right?
Yeah,
Like, so with them doing that, I'm starting to think it's possible the game is a lot closer to completion and that it could come out, you know, like Ab said, September. I mean, September, let's face, like, look, when you're launching a game like this, a new IP, you can't launch it in the holidays, right? You can't launch
Yeah.
in October, you can't launch it in November, you can't launch in December. You have to give it some breathing room. September would be, a good release date for it. It's before all the big games come out. Destiny 2, as we all know, got delayed. So even though there'll be like a Taken King like expansion for it, it's not that big. It'd be perfect for something like Sea of Thieves to come out to get some traction. Yeah, so I get, but at the same time, I could easily see this slipping to next year and coming out in March or like
Yeah.
April or something. It's kind of weird because we don't know anything about Microsoft's like fall lineup other than like for sure Gears is coming. I mean, I know they said Halo Wars 2 and Recore and all that stuff, but it's all just like a nebulous end of the year type stuff,
Yeah.
and I mean, if you look at the trailer, like the original trailer they dropped at E3, it looks beautiful. Like there's no denying it. It looks beautiful. I mean, there may be like a few minor things they might have to go in and do, but for the most part, to me, I mean, I don't know anything about game development or that stuff, but it looks beautiful. I mean, I would seriously doubt that they were going to delay it anymore, but.
We'll never know. We won't know. Well, we won't never know, but we won't know now because there's so little on this game, even though everyone's in love with it. Like, I don't know anyone who's said, this game looks like trash. Like, everyone's kind of excited for it. It could be because of the pirate, because of the pirate theme. It could be because, it presents like an open world pirate game. I don't really know. It could be because of Rare. I'm not really sure, but like everybody, even with the limited information we know, I feel like everybody is really interested in it. But
Do you think it's going to be a free to play MMO type game, or is it going to be $60 AAA like retail? Because I've heard some things that might point to it being free to play.
Yeah.
Yep, I heard free to play.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. And I mean, if I for the life of me don't remember where it is now, but there was a job posting a while back. I mean, Rare, they just updated their website. It looks badass, by the way. I should go check it out. But a while back, there was a job listing, and it talked about a lot of, retention, and I mean, I don't know specific words, but retention was a big word, and usually they use retention when they're talking about free-to-play games. So I really do. I see it going either way.
It's also crossplay with Windows 10, right?
Yep.
I believe so. It's supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, that's everything with Microsoft these days. Everything is
Pretty much what it's coming down
Windows
to. Yeah.
10 and Xbox One. But no, I'm excited for it. I haven't been excited for a Rare game, and let's see, what do they do on the 360? They did Cameo, which was really good. I really enjoyed Cameo. It was a quality launch game.
Yeah. Cameo, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
I didn't get to play that one.
And then both Viva Pinata games are both 360.
Yeah, both. I would like them to see I would like them to do another Viva Pinata. I think
Oh yeah, I
that's a
have to
cult
tell James
classic.
Thomas that one. He'll
Uh,
love that.
I like Viva
Big sheep.
Pinata. I hated Perfect Dark Zero.
Yeah, I couldn't really get into Perfect Dark Zero either.
But
I love the
it's
original.
it's funny because Microsoft has a shooter franchise that they could. Well, they already have Halo, but I mean, it's funny that they're sitting on Perfect Dark and they don't do anything with it. You know?
Yeah, right. Rare had a lot of good games out on the Xbox and the 360, like the original Xbox. Grab by the Ghoulies was one of the main ones. I personally never played Grab by the Ghoulies. I have Rare Replay, but never played Grab by the Ghoulies. But I've heard it's supposed to be really good.
I didn't play Grab by the Ghoulies either. It was on. Well, actually, no. I played it for a couple minutes because it was on that Rare Replay disc, which was actually really really good deal.
Right. But
You mean the rare replay thing that they did?
Yeah, the 30 games for $30.
games, $30, yeah.
Excellent value. I'm ashamed to say I haven't played as much of it as I would have liked, but I did get into the old games. I got more into the older games than I did the newer games. Like the
I hate a Tic Tac. That is one of the worst games ever.
Oh yeah, that's one of Assassin's
hate that.
favorite, right?
What
A
game?
Tic Tac.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Yes,
remember.
dude. You were bitching about that left and right before.
It's been a while. I don't remember.
Tic
Yeah.
Tac is horrible.
Yeah.
Saberwolf is fun though. It's almost in the same style, but I don't know. I'm just a big Saberwolf fan, and then they put him in Killer Instinct, so
Right. That's true. So, yeah, anything else about Sea of Thieves before we move on? I feel like we could talk all day with speculation, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's just we
not
don't
gonna
have
do
enough.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, I mean, all this. I follow a lot of the Rare people. You know, obviously Captain Bones as well. Tell you what, whoever runs Captain Bones is an awesome person. But I feel like it's a different person than it was in the beginning. It's just the person's not as quirky as they were before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean because they were very quirky. They were doing like those quirky giveaways and stuff,
Yeah.
and now
Well,
it's like kind of calmed down a little bit.
I'm not gonna be able to tell you who it is, but I'll be honest. I know who it was originally, if it has changed. But
Really?
I'll
Ooh.
have to keep that one a secret though.
Oh, keeping the
man.
secrets. Um,
But yeah, they're really cool. I've gotten all kinds of presents and whatnot from them over the past 6 months or so. I'd pick my camera up, but it's connected to my computer.
right.
So,
Right.
but I've got a poster back here behind my computer. Maybe y'all have seen it. It's like it looks like it's on a black background, and it's like an old piece of parchment, and it's got a picture of Captain Bones on it.
Nice.
And then over here beside me, I have a big one, and it's got a ship down in the bottom of the ocean with a big treasure chest and gold coins, and there's a kraken pulling the ship down into the depths. Pretty cool.
Nice.
And then I figured I'd wear this bad boy tonight.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Got
Yeah.
this. I just got this, probably Wednesday of last week. So, and then I got another one, I don't know, back in, what's after, October? Yeah, because I got that shirt for my Talk Like a Pirate Day entry for them, and they gave me the first shirt. I imagine y'all probably seen that first one. It's all black. It's got the white writing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Sea of Thieves for now. When we hear more about the game, we'll definitely have Ab on again so we can talk more in depth. I know this is kind of like a quick overview for it, but we know the go-to person here is Ab, so we figured we'd talk some Sea of Thieves before getting into the meat of the Xbox news of the week, which is, of course, the upgradable Xbox talk.
Okay, can I just say that for the last 2 years on Four Guys with Quarters,
I think you've
that
said it like 20 times by now.
I predicted this. Like I even think in the first episode we had with our old buddy that started the letter K, if you remember him.
Yeah,
I
I
even
remember.
said this. I said this. And I said it's the only way to go for the future for Xbox because the console tech is like too fast. I mean, like even PC parts are coming out too quickly. Every 3 to 6 months, a new part, a new part, a new part. So what are you going to buy? A $500 console like every 2 to 3 years? No, people are not going to go for that. But upgrade the GPU for like 150, $200 every 3 years. You'll be fine. I think the launch titles will continue to work for the good first couple of years, and then you can upgrade and better stuff will be out.
That's a start on that. I mean, I can't, say that you didn't call it because I do remember us talking about it on the show. So
I said
I
this-
will give you credit.
Remember when Sony was beating Xbox with the sales, and I said, you asked me how are we gonna, how would Xbox come back from this? This will kill PS4 because who's gonna want to buy a PS5 and then a PS6 2 years later and a PS7 2 years later, PS8 2 years later? No, they're not gonna want to do it. It's just nuts.
Well, there's no way they're going to be like putting them out that fast.
But,
Like
but you know what I mean, though, Rand. Like the technology's there to actually do it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the question remains is like, is this a viable way of selling a home console? Like in the history of add-ons, you have the 32X, you have the Sega CD, you have the RAM upgrade thing for 64. The majority of those all failed, right? Like, so, like, is this going to be a situation where Xbox 2 comes out, and then 2 years later you can go to GameStop and buy an upgrade for it? Like, first off, how do you even market that? How do you message that to people? Because let's be honest, like a mother buying it for her son or whatever is not going to know what the hell is going on, right? Like, I just find this to be...
What did you say, Assassin?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rand.
That was me. I said truth. I was agreeing with what he said.
Oh,
I
true,
mean,
okay.
like if you're all right, like I get it. Like I get why they're considering this, because essentially, like if you stay static with the PlayStation, right? In my opinion, the PlayStation's always going to win, like no matter what they do, because PlayStation is just a more better, not better, but like more known brand worldwide, right? So it's always going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in a situation like how do we differentiate our product from our competitor's product, this would be a viable way to do it. Like, listen, their PS5 is going to come out in, say, 2020 or whatever year. But it's going to be the same PS5 from 2020 to 2025. Xbox 2 comes out, and there might be an upgrade in the following year, and then one the year after that. It's a way to make your product seem different in comparison to your competitors. And I think that's what they're going for, to be honest with you, is to try to shake up the game much as the Wii shook up everything, you know?
Well, also... oh, sorry. Go ahead, Clowns. Go ahead.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, Rand, but the CEO of Microsoft himself, how do you pronounce his name?
Satya
Nadella or something like that?
Nadella or something, yeah.
Now, I got to say, he was a very smart guy with Windows 10. And this falls into the future Xbox because he hammered Windows 10 out there in PR campaigns and free upgrades. Everybody has something Windows 10 in their household probably at this point in time, unless you live in like the far part of China. So everybody's got like Windows 10. Now, all these hardware manufacturers, like all these like Patriot for RAM and all these guys, they're probably wanting to make sure their products work perfect with Windows 10. So Microsoft's got the market cornered and said, hey, you want to sell your products, you're going to work with us because we own most of the PC market at this point. So all these third parties hammer down with Microsoft. It gives Microsoft an advantage on deals in the future for upgradable Xbox parts. Essentially, they could be like the Walmart and knock these guys down and say, listen, we helped you out. We did this. Let's work out some deals. Let's get these parts down in price. Instead of a $200 GPU for an Xbox One, why not make it like $150? Cut off $50 somewhere.
Right. But, like, I don't think this is for the Xbox One. Like, I don't think they designed this with the ability to upgrade it in mind. Like, I'm
Well,
pretty sure.
that's the thing, Rand, because like I don't think it is either. I don't know how it realistically could be, but then you go to what he told. I don't know if it was GameSpot or GameForm or whoever he had the interview with. He said Xbox One specifically.
Right, but there's no ports on the one that could essentially transfer the information fast enough. Now, I guess they could come out with the Slim that would have a port, and they could do
Exactly.
it from there.
Exactly.
But I don't think they would. I think this is strictly they're talking about the next Xbox whenever that happens. Like, the next Xbox will have a port. Well, I mean, 'cause let's face it, you're not gonna like. This isn't gonna be like you open up your system and you swap out, you put in more RAM or whatever. Like, it'll be something you plug in because you need the ease of use,
Mhm.
you know. But like, to me, and I still don't know really how to take this news. I'm still just kind of like, I'll just take a wait and see approach. You know, it's a few years away, so whatever. But like, why not just get a PC, right? Because if you're in this situation where you need to constantly upgrade your Xbox every couple years, like, why not just go like, why not just go and do it on PC and upgrade, you know? I mean, 'cause essentially, like, and the argument is like, well, your friends and all your games and stuff, but it seems like everything's going to be Windows 10 anyways, which you're going to be on, so you're not leaving any of your friends behind because, you know, you can use Party Chat on the Windows 10, so you're still with your friends, and you can, and stuff in the future be cross-play and cross-buy, so all your games are going to be there. So it's like, why bother, like, spending, say $400 at launch, and then $200 2 years later, and then $200 another 2 years later? Why not just go the full way and get like the best experience on PC?
Mm-hmm.
You
Well,
know?
I mean, and I understand. I mean, that's a valid argument for somebody that would go like on Newegg or go on Tiger Direct and buy like those mini PC boxes, but put in those powerful GPUs. You can make your own Steam box and do it. But there's a lot of consumers like Assassin, for example, or Turtle from our show that would not want to go on Newegg and purchase the parts separately because they don't know what they're doing. So they would trust Microsoft in their design of whatever the next Xbox is going to look like, and then easy to swap out parts that they could just slide in, slide out, plug and play. Because on a PC, you know, if Assassin tried to put like a GPU in and put thermal coolant, he might be worried he might screw it up.
Right. I mean, I get that. I mean, like, look, I mean, I'm not even saying this is like a right or wrong strategy. It's just and obviously I think it's going to happen because he wouldn't have talked about this if this. He's like laying the
Sure.
groundwork for the future. Like,
Right.
you know, they had a problem with the Quantum Break thing, right? Because it was just like a month out from one of the most anticipated, you know, games on the Xbox One. It was boom, it's coming out for PC as well, same day, and you're just like, and people got upset.
Right.
And like now, I think they're just talking about it now. And so in 2-3 years, when the next one comes out, and that's their vision, it's like nobody's really surprised because
They've been
mentioned
telling
it.
us all along.
Yeah. This is, I mean, you to listen to Phil. I mean, this is Phil's vision. He's talked about this for years. You know, like the PC gaming and Xbox being one, playing your games wherever you want to play them. I mean, this is Microsoft's vision for gaming. You know, and it's funny though because like let's like hypothetically think, what if Matrick was still running the show, right?
I'm of the belief that if Matrick was still running the show, Xbox One may be in fire sale at this point.
Right, at Xbox One, but let's just say they're doing okay. Like,
Okay.
say, you know, do you think if Matrick is running the show that this would be their future?
No.
Because to me, I don't think so. Because Matrick was more of a businessman and not a gamer.
Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely.
I think.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just gonna say I think everything that he would do would be like DRM related. You know, he would like try to marry every piece inside that Xbox, every upgradable part. If he ever did do something, everything would be married to each other, and then you'd have like these underground groups coming out trying to hack it just on purpose, just to be an ass to Matrick.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like Don Matrick. I know there's people out there that do, but like when you actually talk to people at Microsoft who work for him, they all don't like the guy.
course.
They're happy he's gone. They all love Phil. Matrick didn't do anything. He just was there for like a couple days of the week. You know,
Yeah,
like
it's because, like you said, he was a businessman and not a gamer, whereas
Yeah.
Phil Spencer is both, and
Right.
more so leaning towards the gamer side, which makes him the perfect person for the job that he does.
well, he's also a businessman. I mean, come on, he runs
Right,
the
of course.
division. I mean, you know, but like, So I mean, I'm not saying this is a good or bad thing. Like I'm just saying I'm gonna wait. I want to see what their vision is of the next Xbox. We pretty much know now for sure that there is going to be another Xbox, right? Like, because if there wasn't, they probably wouldn't even like that. Like, if there wasn't going to be one, they probably would just stop support of the current one. Like, there's no point in continuing on if you're just going to stop, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, speaking of the other servers, aren't they supposed to be shutting the 360 servers down in like the next year or two?
No, they're not.
You
No,
don't think so?
No, no. I mean, maybe 2 years from now, maybe when the next system launches. I mean, come on, like backwards compatibility just launched, like really just launched because now the store is going to be in preview.
Well, I
Like
guess
they're not.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which gives them every reason to shut it down. If everything's going backwards compatibility, there's no really need to keep the 360 servers up.
Yeah,
anymore.
but I mean, like like if you go on there and look
At
at
the
like the
votes.
most requested vote, it's all the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's like nobody wants the Call of Duties and back compat for campaign.
Right.
They want
Yeah.
those back compat for the multiplayer. They'll keep those server ups for a while. I would guess at least probably 2 to 3 more years.
Right.
I don't really think a lot of people are still playing on 360, to be honest with you. I don't think it really costs them that much to keep them running. And plus, I don't think Microsoft wants the bad press of shutting it down either.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you do, you're going to have people are going to freak the fuck out.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. Like,
Right.
they come out and they're like, by the way, guys, all the 360 servers are going down in like 6 months. Oh my God. That's the thing with Microsoft this gen is like, they don't get a lot of positive press. And all the negative stuff they do or perceived negative stuff always gets amplified.
Yep.
It-
Yep.
And something like that, if something like that were to happen, it'd just be it. You know what? It would be on every single website. Like there'd be hatred across. How dare you? Like, and if Sony were to do it, I really don't see. I'm sure there are people that would be complaining, but I don't think it would be like that big of news.
Assassin, were you going to say that you want the Call of Duty games for the campaign? Is that what I was
Yeah,
hearing?
some of them, yeah.
You're one of the only ones.
Yeah, you're definitely one of the
Yeah,
only ones.
definitely.
But I will admit, some of them are pretty good. I really enjoyed the the Ghost campaign. That cliffhanger at the end makes you go, "What the?"
No spoilers.
No,
I
I won't do that.
I haven't
I
played
won't do that.
I haven't played that. I do want to check it out eventually, but I haven't played
Yeah.
that one.
I'm really thinking that well, maybe not, but I'm hoping for a Ghost 2, just to see the campaign. But I don't think that's going to happen because, from what I understand, Ghost pretty much flopped.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the question. So they're unveiling their new game at E3, unless it's the Game Informer cover soon. But
Right.
is it going to be Call of Duty Ghosts 2, or is Infinity Ward doing something different?
That's what I was about to ask. It's Infinity Ward this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Infinity.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
People in the chat are worried about going back to the Xbox thing. They're worried. J Street's kind of worried if the average Joe will be able to upgrade the console, like we were just talking about. With the parts and whatnot. It's gonna have to be, easy to plug in ports, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's not like people are gonna be like cracking open their case and.
Yeah, it'll be something you go to Best Buy and you buy it. It'll probably be the same size, if not bigger than the PSVR thing. Because the PlayStation VR has that like unit that you have to plug in, right?
Right.
So it'll be something like that you plug into a port on the Xbox 2, and that'll be how you upgrade it. It has to be simple. It has to be easy to use. But the problem with this whole situation is messaging. And let's face it, guys. Microsoft's biggest problem this generation has been messaging. They never can get it right.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, how I don't know. Because I'm trying to think, like, how do you sell that? Like, okay, hardcore gamers, sure. Like, I get it. It's easy sell. Like, hey, you want your games to run at 1080p 60, but now you upgrade. Now it's 4K 60. Of course, hardcore. Hell yeah. Like, I'm down. Like, you sold me. I get that. But then how do you sell that to, like, the casual audience and the people who don't follow, like
me,
news like we do?
with a wife and 2
just
children.
messaging.
I don't have the money to spend $200 on something to upgrade my Xbox.
Yeah, so that's
a good point.
That's the type of people you would essentially alienate, because then it's like, all right, there's this. I think I said this on the other podcast, but there's a famous psychology study where if you ask somebody and he's like, everybody gets $9, like all of us here, right? Me, Inferno, Assassin, Clowns, and Mr. AB, right?
Ab.
Mr. Ab. So the question is, we all get $9, right? Or I get $10, but you all get 12, and you can choose either $9 or 10, but you all get 12, right? And the study says 80% of the time, the people will choose $9 because even though they'll get more money, they don't want to be in a situation where people have more than them because it's a prestige thing. So you'll actually choose less money just so everybody is the same. And that kind of goes to this, like what Ab was saying. Like, and I've talked to Sopbound about this. He has a similar thing. It's like there's going to be a situation where like I have the best Xbox Supreme one, but Clowns doesn't. And then Assassin has like the middle one. Like Clowns might feel less of, not of a person. I'm trying to think of the right word, but like, there'd be talk like that's the poor version of the system, right?
Yeah.
But so like people who can't afford it are essentially like the ghetto the ghetto customers, right?
Oh yeah.
So they don't want people to have a better
Ghetto.
version
I like
of
your
something.
wording.
Yeah, they don't have they essentially wouldn't they don't want anybody to have a better version of something they have. So that's why they would rather have everybody have the same thing.
Okay, so why is this optional then, Rand?
Why is it optional? Because I think honestly, this is kind of like the only way to keep the Xbox going. I mean, let's be honest. Like, when you sit down and design the next system, can Microsoft really say, look, we can do another Xbox? I mean, and
Because like what Clowns is saying, like Clowns, we've been talking about this a little bit off air, and Clowns has been saying like if you want to keep up with PC, like everyone's, PC is more approachable now than ever, I think. And so, and now that we've talked about this in the past couple of weeks, I know you guys have on TXR and on the other podcasts you've been on, you guys have been talking about these games are moving to PC, like Quantum Break, like we mentioned. So like what's now that the games that were formerly only on console are moving over to PC, and PC you can upgrade, every once in a while to have the best performance. Like, why wouldn't the console companies make a new one every 4 years, other than the cost?
Because the cost is ridiculous. The R&D cost for a new system and how long it takes to make one is astronomical.
Yeah.
So
that'd be one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like so essentially you present a situation like to keep Xbox afloat, right? So it's like, what do you do? Do you make another system that's $400, that's powerful, just as powerful as the PS5, run it for 5 years and just keep on doing what you're doing? But even though technology keeps on outpacing the consoles significantly, all the time, or do you try to make a system that's powerful but at the same time upgradable? I think it kind of goes with their whole strategy of the Windows 10 Xbox thing, where everything is like, play the game how you want to play it on the device you want to play it. If you want to play it on the base Xbox 2 version, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play a better version of that game on Xbox 2.1, you can do that. If you want to play the game on the PC on a fucking Alienware $2,000 super rig,
Right.
you can do that as well. There's no barriers here. Like, you can play the game wherever you want to play the game. But then I could totally see people being like, you know what? I'm a console gamer. I just want the PS5. I just want it to plug it in. I know it's going to be 6 years, 5 years, and I'm cool with it. Like, that's what I want,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be interesting because now, if you flip it, now Sony reads these comments.
Mm-hmm.
And now Sony's thinking to themselves, well, is this what Microsoft's doing?
Right.
Like, because if this is what Microsoft's doing, because we have to kind of counter that, right?
Right.
Can Sony be like, listen, like, we'll put out a PS4, but we can't, like, in 2 years, if the next Xbox is significantly better than it, like, is that good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're probably thinking like, oh man, like, this might be a problem for us, or maybe not. I mean, Sony does, I don't know, they're a worldwide brand. I mean, they sell in countries Microsoft can't even sell 5 units in, so
Right.
maybe they don't care. Maybe they'll just do, just like, hey, this is a system, this is a console, just buy it once, and they'll just make fun of PC stuff and make fun of Microsoft. Who knows?
Assassin, do you have anything to say about this?
It'll be interesting.
Sorry,
It will
go ahead.
definitely be interesting.
Assassin, do you have anything to say about
I'm
this?
just hoping if we do have to spend, let's just say, $200 to upgrade this. I hope like some PC stuff you can get. They're like, mostly with Ubisoft stuff. You buy this, you get Far Cry Primal free. I hope they do something with that. So if it's like $200, I can't dish out $200 every like year or 2 years. So they better give me incentives to upgrade.
Interesting
Right.
point.
I feel like if it's gonna be, it's obviously gonna be external because, like we've been saying, you're not gonna be able to crack open your Xbox and stick whatever in. I feel like it's gonna take up a lot of space. Like I don't really have a lot of space to, have this sitting connected to my Xbox right beside it, and then this connected to it sitting right beside it. I feel like it's gonna. I mean, I'm all for it. I think it's awesome that they're doing what they're doing, but I just feel like it's gonna clutter up whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an interesting point that you make, because I haven't really seen anyone else really make that point. That, I've seen people make that point about PlayStation with like the PSVR. Everyone's pissed about like you have to have a plug in the console and in the wall and all this bullshit, and it's gonna be so clunky. Same thing with this, like people want to put their consoles in entertainment units and tuck them away and have not a lot of wires and look pretty. So if you have two peripherals plugged into your peripheral slots on your next Xbox, is it gonna like require you to get it out of your entertainment unit, or I mean,
Exactly. Like how am I going to be able to do all this without burning out my Xbox from everything that's around it?
Right. Interesting point.
VR itself has been around a lot longer than people actually think.
Oh, of course, yeah.
See, what was it called, the Virtual Boy?
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah.
back in the 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. Like that never actually saw any release date, if I remember correctly. There was never really anything that was.
I think it was around for like 5 months. And then it was dead.
And then it just kind of dropped off, and we haven't heard anything about VR in 20 years.
Right.
At least not to like some big extent, like we have been in the past few months or so.
Right. It's true. The console game's changing, gentlemen. It's evolving. I would have never thought that there'd be a possibility of me like grabbing an external graphics card and being like, "Oh, pop it right in." Oh, nice.
No. Me too. Like it's weird because I don't like it's not that I don't like PC gaming. I just prefer console, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I played when I was younger, Half-Life on the PC. I played a
course,
bunch
who
of
didn't?
PC games, but like I just prefer consoles. So I mean, like to have it like sound like it's going to be more PC like, I'm just a little cautious,
Definitely.
Like I want, obviously, I'm not like saying Microsoft needs to come out today and like talk about their roadmap of the future, but at some point, if this is what they're doing, obviously they're going to have to. Because otherwise you're going to have the same problem as you had with the DRM and the always online crap, because they weren't prepared to talk about that in a meaningful capacity.
Yeah.
That's why everybody was like, "Are you serious?" Like they need to be like need to have like meetings right now to talk about these are the points we need to get across. We need to talk about this so in like 3 years from now or whatever, it'll happen. Because honestly, like I don't see this happening for the One. Like it is the One's just the way it's going to be for the next couple of years.
Right.
There's no way you can upgrade it unless they change it with the Slim.
Right.
There's something I want to throw back to real quick, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but the OG Xbox. Anybody remember the OG Xbox?
Oh yeah, of
Absolutely.
I totally
Fable was
forgot
one of
about
my favorite games on the original Xbox.
You ever take it apart to see what's inside?
Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it?
It's like a mini PC. And back at the time, I don't know if you guys remember this. There was a group called Team Executioner, and what they would do is they would make third-party ports for the OG Xbox, including like shell cases that would read off your MP3s that you were playing, like all this insane stuff, like neon lighting. And like there was actually a subgroup of Team Executioner that would take the original Xbox, swap out the CPU, solder more RAM into it, close it back up, and turn it into like a full, what you call them nowadays, like a streaming box for like movies and stuff. And they did this with the original Xbox because it was basically a watered down PC at the time. You could even take the controller ports, turn it to USB, solder in Wi-Fi in the back of it, and people did all this insane stuff with it.
So are you saying that maybe it is possible with Xbox One? There is like hope for that, you think?
I don't think, Xbox is never going to give up their DRM rights to, the way they marry the stuff to the motherboard after the 360.
Sure.
They're not going to allow modders to do it on the Xbox One,
Right.
but they're going to allow the next one to be upgradable, and it's still going to have to marry to the motherboard somehow. Otherwise, you're going to have all these insane like JTAG mods coming out.
I want to get to something in the chat really quick. A few of the comments that we haven't gotten to. OMG, it's James Play says, if you keep the console the way it is, simplicity the way it is, and if care about graphics, get a PC. That's kind of what we've been saying as well. And also, he said that he's more of a PS4 guy than a PC or an Xbox guy. And he agrees that like PS4 is outdated now. Even PS4 supporters are seeing that their console is outdated when they compare it to PC. So it's like a sentiment across the board. I feel like it's not just Xbox people that think their stuff is outdated. It's PS4 people are seeing PC games, the same games run at like so much of a higher capacity.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's just the truth of what we live in. I mean, it's even going to be more apparent 2 years from now. Like the PC games will even be ridiculously better than what PS4. Because I mean, there's this false narrative that the PS4 is some kind of like super beast of a console. It's really not. You know?
Oh my God, it's got DDR4. Whoa.
It's really not. It's a good system, but it's not like anything like super awesome. It's not even that much more powerful than the Xbox One, to be honest with you.
Right.
But there's kind of this false narrative around it. But yeah, in 3 years, that's the thing. Like, so what they're doing with the Xbox One, like this might would totally address that issue, right? Mm-hmm. Well, at least to the best of the ability of addressing it, because obviously the PC will always be better. It'll always be the top. But like if you can upgrade the Xbox, you can kind of close that gap a little bit.
Exactly. That's the whole point. I think that's the whole point. It's keeping up with the Joneses.
I feel like they could do it with Xbox One if they really wanted to. I mean, because in all honesty, the Xbox One is ultimately a Windows 10 PC now. With the NOXE that dropped back in October, it might as well be a Windows 10 PC now. Yeah.
It's the unification. It's the Windows 10 experience. Windows 10 harmonizing with Xbox One. It's getting closer to that, and then they're bringing Windows 10 apps to the App Store on Xbox One. So it may be possible, but I think Rand has a point. Like, what ports are they going to plug it into? Yeah. At this point,
it makes more sense for them to figure out how to perfect it before they drop it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no ports on the Xbox that can transfer the information fast enough. USB 3.0 is not fast enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but it can be pull-out trays, kind of like the servers and big server warehouses. I mean, they could do it. It's going to cost R&D money to make it small enough to work properly, because otherwise, like Ab said, you're going to be dragging this thing out, and it's going to take a lot of room. They're going to have to do this properly to not screw it up. And I think Phil's the right guy to do it.
I don't know. It's about time they dropped the Xbox One Slim, though. I swear those Xbox Ones look like giant VCRs.
Maybe.
Yeah, they overcompensated for the fact that they didn't want to spend $2 billion again on defunct Xbox Ones like the 360.
Right. Yeah. Plenty of room for cooling. I mean, it's whisper quiet compared to my PS4, so.
That's true, yeah, definitely.
In the chat, Matt MVG said, a few minutes ago, he said, the way I see it, you can have a rectangle box, you divide it into 4 quadrants, and, you use those quadrants for attachments for upgrades. Like Legos almost, like you attach it that way. You have, the main parts like in the lower part, and then you have these quadrants on the top that you can kind of just attach to. What do you guys think of that idea?
I feel like it could work. It's definitely interesting. They would have to do it right,
I think it's a cool idea, because that also gives you the ability to have the ports from the motherboard actually. Those bays would be blanks when you buy the console, and then you take that blank out, and there's a port like on a PC, if you're PC people, like a PCIe Express port or something, and that port is exposed when you take the blank out. You just slot the other one in, and it's closed off enough that you can't screw it up, because some people break their PCIe Express ports on their motherboards on PCs, and then they're screwed. but these like they could do it in a way that it's open just enough that the fit is perfect and people won't screw it up, that kind of thing. I think it's got a lot of promise. I like that idea. That'd be perfect for Sassy, right?
Sure.
Assassin's going to be looking for hand-me-downs. So if you upgrade your Xbox One in the future, he needs hand-me-down parts.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it gets, and I don't want to really like get into this too much because it's gonna take forever. But like, are they gonna be third-party parts? Is Microsoft gonna be the only one putting out parts?
You know it'll
seriously
be
doubt that.
Yeah,
There'll be
Microsoft.
all kinds of.
No. They'll only be Microsoft. It'll be proprietary.
You think about it, and recently, like as we've gotten further in gaming and through the generations, I feel like third-party stuff for peripherals is like going to the wayside. Like we're all old enough to remember like all these different third-party companies like Mad Catz and stuff putting out stuff on the regular.
Lord.
And now like
It's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
now like the Xbox One and 360 like wireless frequencies are proprietary and they won't even give that up. And so I tend to think that they're probably not going to open it up to third party, but I think that would be very interesting if they did.
It'd be interesting, but I just don't see it. It'll just be proprietary.
Yeah,
Now they don't even have wireless mics this gen.
I know it's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Ridiculous. Anything else about this upgrading thing, or shall we move on? Assassin, you got anything?
No.
Assassin's like the only one not interested in this, I feel.
Yeah, I haven't heard him say much at all.
Yeah.
Assassin, you can be interested. It's all right.
Assassin
A bunch
rather
of computer
spend.
stuff and goes
I mean,
over my head.
He said if they come out with a new console every 3 years, and he'd spend the $500 to buy one.
No.
See, that's the problem. They know people aren't gonna do that anymore, so might as well buy like a $250 peripheral instead of a $500 console, right? All right, let's move on to the next topic then. The March update features. Xbox is, I gotta give Xbox credit. Gotta give Microsoft credit. They really bring new features on the regular. It's like there's never like a few months that go by that you don't see something new on Xbox. And some people are pissed because they're always updating their console and whatever. And some people are like, "Oh, this is amazing!" Like they're adding what we've actually asked for them to add. So, before we like get into the specific features, do you guys see this like as favorable that there's an update every month with new stuff, or are you guys kind of sick of the fact that stuff is changing all the time?
I love it. Because
I'm kind of on the fence.
Yeah.
I mean, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. I'm on the fence too. Like I don't want to. Like I just got a new console and I'm in the preview program. And I just, traded in my console and got a different one because the other one had a few problems and I got a good deal on the Rise of the Tomb Raider bundle and whatnot. So I got a brand new Xbox, a brand new warranty, and I haven't registered that console on preview program because I'm not sure I want all the updates all the time.
Yeah, right.
And not that the people not in preview program, like I understand you only get an update once a month, but like seems like a lot of stuff changed. Even like with this update, the party chat stuff has changed. It's changed for the better. A lot of new features, but like, the way you get into parties and you can see who's in party and chat audio and all that stuff. A lot of it's changed. So I don't know. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad for me.
Right. And I feel like the party chat, being able to inject your party chat directly into your Twitch stream, that's pretty cool to me. I don't really know about anybody else, but that's to me that seems like a game changer, because Twitch is a huge thing now. I remember when Twitch was just in TV.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys do.
Oh
but
yeah.
Twitch is just just in the past 3-4 years, they've pretty much taken over the streaming world. I mean, there's other ones that are smaller, but nothing compares to Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool that they're able to integrate the party chat stuff directly into Twitch now.
These guys are streamers. Rand, you stream a lot from your console and stuff. What do you like that?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like I love like everything they do. I love all the changes because essentially it's making it better. Because I remember what the Xbox One was like when it first launched. A fucking travesty of a
Ew.
system. It was terrible system. Look what we have now. You know, it's 16-person party chat. I mean, whether or not you that's a lot of people, but still, the options there. Achievements now are in the guide for faster access, which is a lot better.
That is amazing. 'Cause
Yeah,
it took
I
like
agree.
30 seconds for even the Snapped app. It was just like
Yeah.
circles. I'm just like, Jesus,
Now it's
man.
like right there, so it's so much better. It's easier. Party chat for Twitch and the broadcast now. Like if you're in a party, it doesn't sound so one-sided to your listeners watching.
Right.
I love the stuff they do because like it's kind of like a gift you're going to get every month, but you're not sure what it is.
hmm
And I know some of the stuff is like what people wanted. Like some of the stuff is high up on the list. And honestly, last month's update was the stuff they kind of took away from us.
Yeah, right.
And then they give back because like they had to rebuild the whole platform because of Windows 10. So some of the stuff they had to leave out. So now we're going to start getting new stuff. Like I think you'll start seeing more innovation. I mean, the 360 game store is finally on the one for BC. I think that's what publishers and developers have wanted before they fully support that idea. Because they want you to be able to buy the game right there instead of having to go to GameSpot and buy it used, which they get no money in. So I think you'll start seeing more games come to BC.
Or like they don't want it's so much easier for these people
Yeah.
to just buy it on the Xbox One than go to
Yeah,
Xbox.com. Like
I know you can go to Xbox.com or you can load up your 360, but that's
it's
like
still harder, dude. It's more steps.
Yeah, it's more steps. It's like now it's just right there. So these are all great things in my opinion. You can even customize the game DVR length.
Yep.
You can set it to whatever you want. Now I think you still can only have like 5 minutes, but that's like
That's fine.
that's limitation of the system itself. But
Yeah.
no, I mean all this stuff is great. All this stuff is great. And the Xbox One continues to evolve. And I'm happy for all these updates to come out. I get what you guys are saying about how it always changes, so you may not know how to use it. Like I get that because it always does. I mean, let's face it, the system isn't what it used to be like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Like it's so much different. So
It's completely different. I mean, I just got an Xbox One I got one for Christmas.
Yeah.
On my birthday. One of the two. So, and I haven't even played it in the past week. I just moved into the house that I'm sitting in right now. We literally just moved. My Xbox is actually sitting under the desk right in front of me. So I haven't.
So you'll
I haven't
have to
really-
power that thing up, get the update, and check out some of the new features. Are you part of the preview program, Ab?
No.
See, it's nice to test out the new things, but oh my god, there's an update like every 2 seconds on the thing.
Yeah, I'll pass.
It's
I'll just wait for it to come out. They force it on me. I'll
Yeah.
wait till then.
Right.
No, I wanted to say though, like I mean, the 16 people, it's a blessing and it's bad. I mean, if there's people that crash your party that you don't want in there and they bring like a whole bunch of like other people, yeah, it's going to be annoying. But on the other hand, like I've been in, like just for example, I want to say I've been in, like South and Tim's and Rand's party once or twice, and like they have so many friends that just pop in and out. And I think 16 people is cool because sometimes some people might feel a little bit left out, but now everybody can like practically get in, 16 people online at once. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I gotta say that when it was 8, I was like, it's not enough. Like when it was 8, I was genuinely like, it's really not enough. And then it goes to 12, and I'm like, it goes to 12, and I'm like, all right, like it's not too hectic. Sometimes it is, but not too terrible. And now they go to 16, and I'm just like, whoa, like you guys doubled it so quickly, and now like you have so many voices going at once, and I don't know. I see the pros and the cons. Assassin. Say that on the show. Don't just say it in the chat.
I said in the chat, 15 squeakers would be hell.
Can you imagine like 15 young boys under the age of 13 or 16 under the age of 13 playing a private match on Call of Duty or something?
amazing.
Abs putting the gun to his head with his hand there. I see that. Oh my god. Yeah, but I mean, Rand, you're in big parties all the time. Do you think it gets too hectic or?
Sometimes it can. Most of the time, like it can if you don't know who's speaking. Like I'm pretty comfortable. I know most people's voices, so like I can kind of like, okay, I know who's talking. But sometimes when you get a bunch of people in there, like what like Clown said, like someone comes in there and he invites 4 of his friends and you have no clue who they are, then yeah, then it becomes a problem because then I don't know who's talking, you know?
Oh yeah.
So then that becomes a problem. So I don't know, like I think the biggest party I was in was 10
Mhm.
and everybody was playing Rocket League and it was fine.
See, so that's
I mean,
fine if everyone's playing the same game, you know.
Yeah. So I'm assuming if like you're playing like Battlefield and you got 16 people all playing Battlefield on the same server, I'm sure it would be perfectly fine. Like, you know, you doing call outs or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if like 2 people are playing this game and 4 people are playing that game and 5 people are playing this game, yeah, that would probably, you get people talking over each other. Like, that would probably become extremely distracting.
Yeah. It's basically for those, like Gears of War. I think we mentioned that before. With their, you know, and Warzone for Halo, and then the Gears of War, the new mode that's supposed to come with that. I feel like it's supposed to be for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because there aren't any games where there's that I know of that you can play 16 people on the same team. And I mean, you don't necessarily have to be on the same team to be in a party chat. But
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's the ultimate point. You know, like with Call of Duty, like Ground War. You know, Ground War is what, 12 versus 12. 16 is perfect for that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then, you know, Battlefield, I don't even know. I've never played a Battlefield game except for like the first one back in whenever.
Yeah, right. Back in the day.
Yeah, because there's what, 5 so far?
Almost. Yeah, 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Because it was Bad Company 2.
Oh, actually 6 now. Right?
Oh?
Oh no, 7.
Is it really 7?
Battlefield 1 through 4. And then Hardline, and then Bad Company 1 and 2. Was there another one other than that? Oh, 2142.
Yep, that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Then there's like
okay.
Battlefield 1943. which
Oh,
is an
wow. There's been
arcade
a lot
game.
more Battlefields than I thought. Jeez.
Yeah. Battlefield 5 this year.
Yeah,
there's a lot-
Battlefield 5 will be sick with 16-person party chat. All right, I'm for it now. I'm for it. I'm for it. You guys have convinced me. Assassin, what do you think? I know you said the 15 squeakers thing, but is that really what you think? What?
I mean, it's good and bad. I mean, there's positives and negatives, whatever. But I mean, if you get a group of people playing the same game, it's nice. But then you get like 4 people talking about Destiny all 2 billion seconds of your life. Then
That's-
it's just,
That's what I was waiting
Awful.
for you to make a complaint about, was the Destiny people.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I want to say we have a good friend named Fire Monkey who may or may not be watching. And sometimes, like, if somebody comes in the party and starts talking about Destiny, Fire Monkey like knows what to say. It's like Destiny this, Destiny that, Destiny this, and Assassin probably just puts on loud music, and I just have to listen to all the Destiny talk.
Do you guys hate Destiny?
Not the biggest of fan over here. Assassin is. It depends on what time of the year it is. Assassin will be the biggest fan of Destiny for like 3 months and then hate it, uninstall it, reinstall it, play for a few months.
I
And
feel
then,
like that's how everybody is, even the big streamers that stream it every day. Because I mean, it gets tiring after a while, you know.
oh yeah,
Like I had it on 360 before I ever had my Xbox One,
yeah.
and I played the hell out of it for like 2 months straight.
And then-
you know, you just kind of fall off. 'Cause
That's right.
It gets dry.
Yep.
And then they drop that first DLC, and it's like, oh shit! Everybody hops back over. It's cool. It's cool for 2 more months. Then everybody falls off.
Yep.
Then that second DLC comes, and cycle just keeps going and going and going. I feel like they're really going to change it for Destiny 2, though. But you never know.
So much for that 10-year cycle for Destiny 1, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Activision's full of shit.
Well, we have another fan of Destiny here, Ran. He's a huge Destiny fan.
Oh,
Are you
really,
really?
Rand?
No, I am not. Like I have friends who are all they do is play Destiny, and it's tiresome. I jump in their parties and there's Destiny Nightfalls raids.
Yeah.
I tend to think Destiny was one of the most disappointing games
Oh,
ever,
yeah.
in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Like, and I love Bungie, and I absolutely adore Bungie, but that game that we got was
That
just
was not the game. It's not the game it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
When we got it
obviously.
launched, it was something completely different.
But yeah, like that game was just total. I was ready to love that game. Like, and
Yeah, I don't know
Hey,
if you noticed or not, Ran, but at the very beginning, when you're going through the wall and you're first getting everything, and you see all this falling climbing the walls,
uh-huh.
they were supposed to do that throughout the game. But from what I understand, one of the main writers for the story left, and they had to cut a lot of stuff out, and that's why it was so crappy when it was vanilla. I mean, honestly, it's still pretty crappy.
Right.
But, and I want to say that because that writer left, that's why you don't see Fallen climbing walls anymore. Like that's the only spot in the entire game where you ever see a Fallen climb a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I've always wondered why that's the only place. Like you see them, they appear out of nowhere. They jump from like ceiling rafters and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't see them actually climbing on the walls. You know?
Yeah.
Ran, later tonight, you want to go get that Gallahorn?
Get that? No, I want to do King's Fall after the show.
Are we gonna do that raid, Ran?
Yeah,
Are we gonna do that? You want to get some guys? Let's do that raid, Ran.
Let's do King's Fall.
Yeah, let's do it. I gotta get those boots, man. I need those boots, man. Assassin got them last week. Oh my god, he got them last week. I can't even get those boots, dude.
Fire Monkey, if you're watching, bro, we're doing King's Fall after the show, all right, bro? J Street in the chat says, agreed, left a bad taste and haven't played it since, bought the collector's edition, sent that boy right back. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
They better wow with Destiny too, I'll tell you that. It better be so much better.
Well, you know what, Inferno, real quick.
Yep.
Just get ready for that 16 party chat. Not only do you have to look forward to Destiny 2 and Assassin and all his cronies,
Yep.
but you're gonna get to look forward to all the Division talk. when
Oh,
people come in.
Yeah. That's where it's going to be at for me for the next 6 months.
Division A.
Yeah, man.
There is some
Division
division.
was
There is some
badass.
division news I wanted to get to.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
not about the DLC. It's about no review copies until the game comes out.
Yeah, that's
Blasphemy.
crazy, isn't it? It is blasphemy.
See, everyone on Twitter is like, "Oh, it's okay," Some people are just like blind acceptors of bullshit, and they'll just like accept it. It happened with Destiny. They'll just accept, anything that Bungie said. They'll be like, "Oh yeah," and they'll rationalize it. This, like, I cannot stand when companies don't give out review copies before the game comes out because it just says to me they're trying to hide something.
Didn't they do that with Unity? And look how that turned out.
Right. This is like common practice for Ubisoft these days.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rand.
Well, so you think Ubisoft knows Division's not going to get good reviews, so they're trying to hide the fact that they're trying to hide reviews by using the excuse of Division's just like the Destiny, where you need a populated world to fully get like the whole thing.
That's the argument. Yep, that is the argument right there. And honestly, I can only accept that argument partially because there are other multiplayer games that people have reviewed and they have simulated environments. And if you play the beta, which I'm sure we all did, of the Division, and you did the stuff that wasn't in the Darkness Zone, it's not like you need hundreds of thousands of people playing at the same time to do that.
That's true.
So why can't you get it and review that and have, like some companies like GameSpot, Game Informer, Kotaku, a lot of these reviewers will do like reviews in progress, and they'll be like, okay, well, we're waiting for the service to populate to test out the Dark Zone, which is fine. That is fine with me.
Oh, just like those Street Fighter reviews, huh? Yeah, they were waiting for the character stories to come in to add those
Street
into the
Fighter
reviews.
5 was shit.
My ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel. And how many times do they need to throw at us in the betas and the alphas the same missions over and over? Like, how many times they got to throw it at us? Like, why can't you go to the next mission? What is wrong with the next mission that you can't play it in the last beta? Is it a repeat of the first mission all over again? Let's go back to Madison Square Garden. Let's go kill some people.
See,
I mean, come on, seriously.
I really have high hopes for this, and I think we all pretty much do. But this smells of them hiding something to me. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like they're hiding something. Ah.
I don't know. I guess I never really thought about that. I get what you're saying completely. Um,
But like,
I
are you
mean-
okay with it, Ab? Like, are you okay with reviews not coming out until after the game comes out? Like, wouldn't you want to know? Wouldn't you want to know beforehand, like, if reviewers are favorable about the game?
You could always wait until the reviews do come out if that was important to you.
I
You know,
mean,
like
to me, the
nobody's.
reviews don't really matter. To me, at least. You know, other people's opinions of the game mean absolutely nothing to me. If I enjoy playing it, I'm going to play it no matter what anybody else thinks.
Mhm.
So I feel like it, you know, I mean, I get why, you know, people would be pissed off about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't affect me personally in any way. You know?
Yeah. No, I believe me, bro. I'm in the same park as you on that. I think, like, if a lot of times I love games that get destroyed, but like I do look to reviewers to see if they're like game breaking bugs and stuff. And I feel like a game like this may have that. And if I buy it at launch, and then like there are games that we've had on this generation that you buy it at launch and you get like, you know, like a good amount through the game, and then all of a sudden there's like a save glitch that blows away all your progress.
Fallout 4.
Right. I mean, right. Exactly. Fallout 4.
Great game.
Metal Gear
great
Solid.
game,
Metal
but-
Gear Solid 5. Another example. Like, I want to know that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I look for in a review.
Right.
Not like, oh, I hate it, so people don't buy it. I don't look for that. But I look for bugs. I look for janky gameplay experiences that are outlined very well by some of these reviewers. Stuff like that.
Frame rate dips.
Yeah, exactly. Frame rate drips. And I have PS4 and Xbox One. A game like this probably going to get on Xbox One, even if it's better, even if it runs better on PS4. I'd get it on Xbox One because my friends are on Xbox One. But like that may not be true for another game, like Just Cause 3 rather. I don't own that, but I rented it on PS4 because the frame rates were better. I gotta admit it. Like that's the reason I did it. So
Speaking of Just Cause 3, how about that glider suit that makes you Falcon from Captain America?
that's what it's all about in that game, baby. That's what it's all about in that game. Hold on, let me go to the chat because a lot of people are talking. Boba Yet says Ubisoft equals unreliable. Is that kind of like just the theme? Like, do people out there that would be buying the Division, do you think people think that at this point? Or do you think, like, with AC Syndicate and with Far Cry Primal, they've, like, climbed out of that, like, negative connotation? You know what I mean?
I think people are very wary of whatever Ubisoft do. I don't know. I think like look at Far Cry Primal, right? It just came out that Far Cry Primal uses the same exact map as Far Cry 4, and now people are, you know, this whole Division review thing, the crappiness of Unity. I think people are on their last straw with Ubisoft, so they're taking they're looking at them like, I don't know, maybe is it worth getting the game right away? Maybe I'll just wait.
Right.
I mean, I like most of Ubisoft's games, but they do follow the same fucking similar formula for all of them. You know,
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, people say, you know, some people in the Bobiette's not getting it on release. Jay Street says he thinks it's not going to do too well, especially he'll be playing Quantum Break, so people will be going over that. So I don't know, like Division has been pumped up for so long, and now we finally get here, and they don't want to put out review copies on release day, and there's stuff that comes out that, you know, there's rumors that, you know, the DLC is shit, or, you know, stuff like that. So they outlined the DLC today. We're not going to get into that too much because we have to go, but they outlined the DLC, and the DLC doesn't seem like it has anything too, like, you know, extravagant or too, like, expansive. It seems like, oh, we're going to add a new mode in the Dark Zone. That's our DLC.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
you know what I mean? So
I don't know if you saw it or not, but that fourth one, for the life of me, I can never remember what the names of them are. But that fourth one, the picture for it clearly shows Lady Liberty with the skull implanted, you know, over her face.
I saw that. Yeah.
I'm honestly thinking it's like The Last Stand or something. I think is what that one's called. I'm really thinking that it's going to be the Last Man Battalion. That it's going to be like it's going to be a raid, and you're going to have to fight the, I guess, general of the Last Man Battalion, which is one of the factions for anybody who doesn't know.
Right.
I you know, right before this show, before Inferno got on, Assassin and I had a long talk today, and he said to me, he says, one thing that they're going to do right with the Division is if they follow every single thing Destiny did, they're going to do it right because the sales numbers are going to be there.
Oh, is that right, Assassin?
No, I did not say that.
What do you think about this, though, Assassin?
It has potential, but right now, just hearing what everyone has to say, it could flop big time.
What about the no review copies before release day? Is that fishy to you too?
Yes, especially with Unity and everything. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fishy. It's fishy. J Street says Ubisoft doesn't have a good record right now. No kidding. Yeah, they're not looking good. Although Far Cry Primal, I think, is doing better than we all thought.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't
come
think
on.
Far Cry Primal looked really cool last year when they announced it.
Yeah.
It was they announced it at E3 last year, didn't they? Sorta. Yes.
Was it E3
no.
or Gamescom? It was one of the two.
Yeah, I think it was Gamescom. Yeah, I think you're right.
Bro, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ab.
I mean, it looks cool, and I love that they took it back to the Stone Age. That's just awesome because Far Cry has been all about the modern age and Skyrim with guns, pretty much. Like they said, what was it, about 3 back in the day?
Yep.
And that's pretty much what it is. It's an Elder Scrolls game in the future. Is what it seems like it is. And for them to take it back to 10,000 BC is just incredibly awesome to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do in there. Like the fact that they copied off Far Cry 4, I don't really care about. To be honest with you, because there is still a lot to do. I'm definitely interested in it. I know Clowns doesn't really like it, but I mean, am I gonna pay $64? Probably not. Because there's so much other stuff out right now and coming out. But I'm definitely interested in it. I think it's definitely doing better than I thought it would.
Rand, before we get out of here, I wanted to ask you something. Have you played Far Cry Primal?
No, not yet. I have it sitting here. I haven't played it yet, though.
Okay, after you start it up, let me know what you think of the intro. Is it worth $60, that intro? Or is it like a Happy Meal from McDonald's for $3.99?
This was, from what I had heard, this was just supposed to be DLC for Far Cry 4 or a small $20 game, like in the vein of Blood Dragon, that they pumped up and made it a $60 game.
Really? So it's like a Battlefield Vietnam kind of thing that they actually made it.
I mean, the map is the same exact map from 4. They changed some
Skinned
things,
it.
but it's
They just reskinned it, turned it into a. I don't know.
I like Far Cry a lot, but like we'll see about Far Cry Primal. I don't know. Like I've had it since release, and obviously I'm not too. I haven't played it yet, so obviously you can see how much I care about it, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You play everything, Mr. Second highest gamer score in the U.S.
Third highest.
Third now.
Third.
Oh.
Well, on the way of slowing down, like
Oh, okay.
someone passed me, but whatever.
Whatever.
It is what it is.
That's right. Still godlike. Still godlike to us, bro. All right, I think we're out of time. I think Rand has to go to school. Am I right?
To learn some things, yeah.
Oh, to learn.
To get
Beautiful
your
learning.
edumacation.
Edumacation. But yeah, Ab, thanks for coming on, bro. When
man.
When we get Sea of Thieves closer and we get some more information, we definitely want to have you on again, and we can have a show dedicated to that, and it'll probably be the full time of Sea of Thieves, I'm sure, right?
Oh, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Like I said earlier, I could go on for hours just about concept art. So
Yeah.
when we actually have something solid, we're gonna be here for hours, guys. You have no idea. We're gonna be here forever.
Fine with me, dude. I'm looking forward to it for sure. So yeah, just tell us again where we can find you and your podcast.
Yep, you can find me personally on Twitter at Abstractacas. You can find Pirate Port Radio, the podcast that I run centered around Thieves, on Twitter at Pirate Port Radio, and then you can find us on YouTube at Pirate Port Radio. And you can also find me on Xbox Live at Abstractacus.
Excellent. Cool. So yeah, definitely check it out, especially if you're a huge fan of the game. I mean, that's like all they talk about. So it's perfect for you if you're a huge fan. So yeah. Thanks for dropping by. Rand, of course, always thanks for coming by.
No problem.
Tell us where we can find you and your podcast.
Yeah, sure. So you can find me on Twitter. It's my gamer tag with. It's always sucks trying to say it out because it's like Rand_L_Thor_19. But you can check me out on the TXR podcast Monday nights on YouTube. We do have a giveaway going on for Tom Clancy's Division. We're giving away one digital copy.
No way.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
one digital copy for one lucky viewer.
Wow. So people hit that up.
Yeah, so if you go to the official Twitter account, TXR_podcast, there'll be a link there, pinned tweet, where you can go enter it, and we'll be drawing the winner on Monday night live. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, check us out live on Twitch, not at 8 p.m. Eastern. I really got to change this diagram thing. It's going to be at 7, I think, from now on, 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. On twitch.tv/4GwQuarters or at youtube.com/4GwQuarters. You can also check the back episodes if you miss an episode. Check it out, youtube.com/4GuysWithQuarters. It'll be up there shortly after the episode ends.
Shit, I got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, it's episodes.
I got like 70 episodes in the backlog. I just found you guys, within the past couple months. So
yeah, dude.
I'm just 70 through 78 is pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah,
I've got 70 more episodes to go back and watch.
There you go. So, yeah, and you'll be part of a couple of them. So that'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you'll be part of this one and the next couple of ones that have Sea of Thieves stuff. Definitely.
Yeah.
You can also find us on Twitter, 4GwQPodcast. Definitely follow us on there to get more accurate information on like when the show is, to read some reviews or some other videos that we post. We also have a website that's doing pretty well. Clowns has been doing good stuff with that. 4GuysWithQuarters.com. We should have a few reviews up very shortly for some games that we got review codes for, so definitely check that out. And we're also on Apple News, so just check us out, 4GuysWithQuarters on Apple News. You'll find us there, and we're on iTunes as well. We're also WeClowns. Did I forget something?
We're like on a lot of podcast sites as well. I mean, iTunes, Google. We got accepted Google Podcast, all that stuff.
Right. So, and if you want to get in touch with us individually or follow us individually, our names have been cycling below our faces on multiple outlets, so you can do that. And other than that, we'll see you guys later. Peace.